morning. Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, it is Monday. I haven't done a live video in quite some time. I was just looking for my phone. So I have Facebook there and I have Instagram there. So I'm hoping my eyeballs aren't darting around too much. I'm going to try and stay connected to both audiences at the same time. So we'll see how that works. So forgive me if I'm like squinting and looking back and forth, but I'm on two different devices at the same time and hoping that will work out for y'all. I'm mostly going to be looking at my Instagram. So people on Facebook, if you want to, go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Tag a friend if you want to be sure that your friends don't miss this live. I'll try not to say too much, but this is a topic that I'm really pretty passionate about, and that is, you know, you guys, that I'm a therapist, right? And so I'm all about kind of what's going on inside your head that is keeping you from having the successful business that you want. And it's not only in your head, it's also your behaviors, but our behaviors kind of are born out of our thoughts, right? So, and the other way around, our thoughts are born out of our behaviors. So remember that. If you're trying to change your thoughts, change what you do. If you're trying to change what you do, change how you think about it. Anyway, I wanted to talk about how we sabotage our businesses, not on purpose, sometimes subconsciously, and sometimes we think we're doing what's right for our business, but it ends up that that thing that we think is right is actually keeping us small. So I made a list. Good morning, Alicia. Who else is here? Hi, Susie. I'm so glad you're here. I made a list. It's in no particular order. And if you see yourself in this list, it is pure happenstance. I didn't have, like, you know how some authors, when they write a book, they have certain characters in mind and they're writing they're designing their character after a person they already know. Most of this is stuff that I've done to myself at some point in my business, and it's also things that I am seeing in the community. But I haven't, it's not that I just picked somebody and said, what is that person doing wrong? Let me write down all the things. Hi, Melissa. I'm feeling like I need a haircut. So I'll be seeing you next week. Glad you're here. Okay, Ashley from Wisconsin. Amber's here. Hi, Amber. Look at all the friends. Hi, Nikki. Okay, so I'm just going to start through my list. And if you feel like this relates to you and your business as well, go ahead and raise your hand or leave a comment and we can talk through it more. So this might be a longer live than we normally have. Again, I was looking for my phone to look at the time. You guys, I'm such a creature of habit. Hey, Nikki. So first one, this one I struggle with a lot. Okay, so it's three-part: lack of boundaries, chasing squirrels, and a lack of productivity. So, you know, there are some people who, oh shoot, I might have to plug my phone in. Some people who get so much done, right, in a day, like so much done. And whoa, you guys, I dropped my phone a little bit. Sorry. I'm going to try and plug you in. And in reality, we're like, okay, like I have a friend who we're always joking. We're always joking that she must have a robot because she gets an amazing amount of, I'm just going to mess with you a little bit here. She gets an amazing amount of productivity done every day. And yes, she does have an assistant and a VA and all of that, but she didn't always. And the thing is that everybody has the same 24 hours, right? Not everyone has the same life situation. Like if you have children, or if you have, if you're caretaking someone, or if you have a full-time job, of course, the time that you have to devote to your business is going to be shorter. So we need to learn how to maximize our time. So that's one of the ways we sabotage ourselves, is to just constantly be chasing the squirrels instead of saying, okay, what am I going to set aside and get done today? Whether you're a list maker or if you're a person who kind of just makes the list in your mind of what you need to get done, figuring out what's your most important thing and getting that done. Not the most urgent thing, like it needs to get done today and so I'm going to do it now. It's what is the most important thing that's going to move your business forward today. Get that done. Then get the other things done. But if you don't get the things done that are going to move your business forward, you're always going to be stuck in the same place. So that's number one. So chasing squirrels, not having a plan for productivity. And so I talked about, you guys struggle with that too? It's my biggest one. I talked about not knowing what step to take next, right? You need to find what's the next step you need to take to move your business forward and do that one thing. Sometimes we don't know how to figure out what that is, right? And so by having a goal, I know some of you hate writing your goals down, but by having a goal, we know already, we already have it pre-planned. This is the one thing that I need to do to move my business forward. I have the goal, I have the steps I need to complete it. That's what I'm going to focus on. Instead, when we set 10 million goals and we just run around halfway achieving each of them, we stay stuck in that same place again. So folks on Facebook, I have my phone right here next to my Facebook camera, so that's why I'm kind of going back and forth, but you'll see that I'm kind of like not looking at this camera, but looking at this camera. So just be patient with me, but let me know if you have any questions, and we'll get it done. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jackie. Happy birthday, Jackie Smith. And Gail. Hi, Gail. Hey, guys, over here. Okay, next. Next is, so not actually engaging with the community is something that maybe it feels like doing social media and engaging with people is a waste of time. And it's not something that will move your business forward. But in actuality, when you don't engage with the community, you're isolating yourself, right? You're cutting off all of those resources that you could use to move your business forward by not engaging with people. So often, if you look at people's Instagram comments and things, you'll see comments that have like no meaning and no substance, and they're not really connecting. They're just wanting to say like, hey, pay attention to me, I commented on your post, rather than like, I read your caption, I understand what you're saying, here's my thoughts on that. That kind of thing that actually connects people heart to heart, rather than kind of this just surface like, hey, pay attention to me, or I want to show up on your feed, so I'm going to say something. Amber, yes, you're really good at this, engaging with people and actually making connections, and showing that you care about the people that you're connecting with. It's so important. So oftentimes when we don't connect with the community, it's typically because we have that kind of fear of our competition, kind of that lack mindset, not the abundance mindset where you're like, so Jackie knows this and other people know this, like I have the saying that I always say to myself, I can't make all the hats. Like I sell my patterns for products and I let other people sell those products because I cannot possibly make all the hats for all the people. So go make the hats, sell them. I am happy to support your business by creating designs that you can sell and make money from. That's what a mindset of abundance looks like. Like there's all kinds of business out there, and there's enough money for all of us. So there's enough customers for all of us. It's just about making the products that they're looking for and giving it to them, and they'll give you the money for those. So when you are trying to isolate yourself from the community, afraid that someone's going to steal your idea or afraid that someone's going to sell the same products as you, you start kind of shrinking and keeping yourself small and not getting out there. And all of that is bad for business. So I really want to encourage you to show up in your business. Like show up as you, like I'm doing right now. Like this is me in my messy studio. Well, I halfway made that bed so that you think it's made, but it's really not. So show up in your business and be there and connect with people. And through that, not to use them for connections, but connect to people and create your network so that you can help them and they can help you. And it's just amazing what happens when you do that. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Do you get those great posts? Check out my feed comments. I don't know what those people think. Usually those are robots, honestly. So I usually will respond with like, no thanks, or I just ignore them because it's not a real person. So when you see a robot post, like, doesn't it make you not want to connect to that person? So don't write responses that look like a robot wrote them. Really say like, hey, I see you and I'm excited to respond to your question on your caption or something like that. Next on my list is people who sabotage their business do so by being followers rather than leaders. I know in our business, it is important to keep an eye on trends, right? And so we all want to kind of stay on trend, and we also want to stay on brand, right? So we don't go chasing every trend that doesn't speak to our customers. At the same time, you don't want to be so same as everyone else that there's nothing that distinguishes your business. Like, why would I want to buy from you when you're doing the same thing this other person is doing? And by the way, they started that trend. So if someone started the trend, I'm naturally going to, me personally, I don't know about everyone else, but I personally will follow the person who started the trend rather than follow the person who's copying them and maybe selling at a lower price. So, you know, you can certainly build a business by copying other people, but it's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be you, and it may not even speak to you. It may be just kind of a not life-giving and rather life-sucking, right? And so you're spending all your time trying to see what is everyone else doing? How can I copy that? How can I do that? How can I take their thing and make it better? It's that kind of like chasing rather than being more introspective and creative and saying, who's my customer and what do they need and how can I give it to them? It's a totally different mindset. It's coming from more of a place of peacefulness and contentment and like really wanting to help rather than saying, I'm going to try and get as much money as I can. So I'm going to chase after all these trends and always be coming in second. I would prefer to see you creating that trend, coming up with new ideas. And yes, like, you know, like, so ribbed beanies are popular. So come up with your own ribbed beanie. Like, don't just follow what someone else did and do the exact same thing. Do something new and different. So that people who grow their businesses are people who stand out by being leaders, not followers. So that's another idea. Other things people do to sabotage their business is, hang on, I'm going to look at my Facebook comments here. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Cindy. Hey, Stephanie. Desperation cycle of what everyone else is doing. Yes, Stephanie, it's definitely that desperation that's so off-putting, right? Like when you see people just running around saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. It's really off-putting. So don't be that guy. What if you're not a designer? So I'm talking too about creating products or about making products that fit you and your business. If a new trend comes out and it doesn't fit your customers, don't confuse them by jumping on a trend that they don't care anything about. But also, even if you're not a designer, you can take something that someone else has designed and change it for your own customer base, right? So if somebody comes out with a hat, you can add a flower embellishment, or you can add a bow embellishment, or you can change up the colors or do something like that, like take a regular pattern and make it striped or something like that, just to appeal more to your customers so that you don't look like the same guy or gal in the booth next to you at the craft fair. Like, you want them to come and say, like, oh my gosh, your stuff is so different, or your stuff is higher quality. Like, you can stand out by being higher quality, or having softer yarns, or having more uniform stitches, or having your brand tag on your product, so that people, that really increases the perceived value of your product. So all of those little things will help with that. Next on my list is people sabotage their businesses by giving up too soon. So you see this a lot, and a lot of times it comes from personality types who have low self-esteem, who don't have that kind of stick-to-itiveness or self-motivation that you need when you're a handmade business owner, or any business owner. Like, you really, there are going to be times that are hard. And so if you're going to quit every time it gets hard, you're never going to, sorry about my shirt. If you're going to quit every time it gets hard, you're never going to go forward in your business, right? If you say, I did a craft fair and it was terrible, and so I'm never doing a craft fair again. Or I designed a pattern and somebody copied it, so I'm never designing a pattern again. I made that product and nobody bought it, so I'm never making a product like that again. Like, instead of taking those kinds of things and use them as a lesson to say, okay, my customer doesn't want that, or something about this craft fair didn't speak to my customer, or my customer wasn't there, or what were the reasons I didn't have high sales, to just say, I'm not good at this, or people don't want to buy from me, and just quitting. So I really want to encourage you to stick it out. There are days, guys, for me, for everybody who's online running a business, where you're just like, this is hard. Like, there's a lot of sacrifices that you have to make when you own a business. Sometimes it just feels too hard. And so what you do is you connect with the community. You say, you guys, this is hard. You know, I'm in my bedroom crying and I just need some encouragement. That's what community is for, right? To lift you up when you're having those kind of days. And instead of quitting, make a plan, right? So learn your lesson and make a plan for the next time. And that, for me, and I hope for you, making a plan and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to change, and I'm going to see next time. Does this work? Does this help? Do people want this? Is my customer here? Are they there? That kind of thing is really kind of energizing for me, of saying, I'm going to figure this out. So that's really helpful, but don't give up too easy, and don't give up too soon. Keep pressing and trying to learn the lessons and changing things so that it'll be better next time. Let's see, Bugbear Crochet, hi there. When you tag your hats, do the wooden ones wash well, or should we go with leather? So I have used wood, I have used leather, and I've used cork, and I've used fake leather, pleather. All of them have washed just fine. So I know that they say leather doesn't wash well, and that maybe the wood, after it gets wet, will crack, but I haven't had that experience. So I haven't had a problem with any of them. But if you're really unsure, I would talk to the people that you're purchasing from and saying, what do you suggest? Have you heard complaints about washing with these different things? I use All This Wood LLC. They're here on Instagram, they're on Facebook, and they're on Etsy. They answer questions really quickly, so if you want to use them, just ask them, what do you recommend? Okay, coming back over to Facebook, and then we'll get to the next one. It's also lazy. Copying is lazy, yes. Daisy, I don't know what that gulp is for. Or are broke when trying to start a business. Win some, learn some. Yes, Sonia. Hi, Sonia. Goal plan, do a review, make a goal, plan it out, get it done, and then think about, did it work? What should I change next time? Will I do this again? That is my mantra. Excellent, Laura. That is how you grow a business. That is how you grow a business. When I first said that I was going to do this live, I said, if you were on Facebook or if you saw my story here on Instagram, I said, are you sabotaging your business with your low expectations? So let's talk about that a little bit. So many people go into their business and into the different circumstances of their business and say, well, I'm just going to see how it works, rather than saying, I'm going into this craft fair and my goal is X amount of sales, and this is how I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to find out if my customer's there. I'm going to find out what my customers want, and I'm going to create that thing that they're going to buy, and they don't care the price because they want it. When the bun hat first came out, I knew people are going to want this. So I made it, and I charged $35 for it, and there were other people charging $15 for it, and people were buying it for me because they didn't care. They wanted it. That's how I feel about when I go get gas. My husband was like, oh my gosh, they're charging whatever for gas. I'm like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Who cares? We need gas. It doesn't matter what they're charging. Why even look? So customers do the same thing. If they want it bad enough, they won't care how much it costs. Create things they want so bad that they won't even look at the price tag. That's my plan, is to buy tags. Awesome. Let's see. Where do you get the labels? I have created a Facebook page, but I need help moving forward. So the best way to get moving forward is to move forward. Do it. One of my things on here was too much planning, too much talking, and not enough doing. You know that so many people want everything to be perfect, right? So they're starting their business. They need the perfect name. They need the perfect logo. They need the perfect whatever. They need the perfect blog. They need the perfect Facebook page. They need the perfect Etsy shop. They need, everything has to be perfect before they actually launch. And as they're holding on and holding back and not launching, they're not making money, right? And we're a business. Like, if you're a business, your whole job, right, is to make money. But not only that, your whole job is to make money and to serve people. So they go hand in hand. The more you serve people, the more you'll make money. The more you strive to make money, the more you will do the research you need to do to find out how to serve your people and give them exactly what they want. So that's my philosophy. That's how I do it anyway. So you may or may not agree. You may or may not have a different story, but that's my story. So the low expectations of, I'm going to open an Etsy shop, and I'm going to try and, excuse me, I have an itch. I'm going to try and make 100 sales this year. Okay, great. You make 100 sales. So let's say you're selling patterns and you charge $5 for your patterns. You make 100 sales, that's $500. So basically that is a week's wages, less than a week's wages that's not even your profit, right? That's your sales amount. Your profit is probably going to be $250 for a whole year. That is a really low expectation, that you're going to not even make enough money to pay your mortgage for 1 month. Let's dream bigger than that. And the reason I say that is when you dream bigger, you achieve bigger, right? And I'm not a woo-woo kind of person. I know there's a lot of people that are and that believe in manifesting. Like, if I don't really understand how all that works, honestly, because I believe in, like, taking action. So setting a goal and saying, this year I want to make $30,000 with my business, right? Okay, you want to make $30,000 with your business. What are you going to do? Like, you have to really say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. Those are the things I'm going to do. I'm going to have 2 craft fairs. I'm going to make $2,000 each craft fair. Okay, so that's $4,000. I'm going to have an Etsy shop, and I'm going to make 1,000 sales in my Etsy shop. Okay, so that's $5,000. You know, like, you set those monetary goals, and then you set out to figure out how to make that happen. That is how I run my business. Every quarter I have a monetary goal, and I'm realistic about the seasonal changes, because, you know, with our business, like, I make all my money in October, November, December. I make probably a quarter of that in January, February, March. That was a weird way to January, February, March. And then those second and third quarters, I don't make a whole lot of money, but I know that that's the way it works. So I set my goals lower, but I still set my goals high, because I want to figure out what I need to do to meet those goals. And so then I break it down monthly. Okay, what is going to be my highest converting sales event this month? So is it going to be a course? Is it going to be a pattern? Is it going to be a product? Is it going to be an ebook? Is it going to, like, you decide how much you want to make and figure out how to make it happen. I need more time for all these dreams and money to pay the mortgage. How am I going to fit it all in? Well, Amber, you have a full-time job. That makes it hard, right? So what I suggest, well, first you have to decide, are you going to always have the full-time job? If the answer is yes, then you need to set your goals around your business to not then overwhelm yourself and say, I expect 10 hours of work out of myself each day when you're already working 8 hours a day at your other job, or however many you're working. So be realistic about that. Still set big goals, but be realistic at the same time. The point of goals is, yes, to meet them, but it's also to learn in the process of learning what works, what doesn't work, what has the highest return on investment so that I'll keep doing those things, and what doesn't bring me any money at all, and stop doing those things. Yeah. Does that help? I mean, we're going to get, once your ebook is set and once your blog is set, we're going to get you kind of into a launch cycle that really works for you, that you can make some money. So I know you're going back to work here pretty soon, but that's the plan for you, Miss Amber. Okay, let's see what's over here on Facebook. Email a course instructor and a week goes by with no answer. Without the CBA, I would have given up and not even carried on trying, but your voice was in my head, so I chased her up. Oh, good, Daisy. Gosh, I thought you were saying that you emailed me and I didn't respond to you, and I was going to feel really bad because I would have missed it, obviously. Yes. Being tenacious. Go after what you want. Don't be shy. Stop worrying about what people think. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Those are all on my list. Don't forget your bigger picture. Don't forget your why. If you need to make a vision board, or if you need to write down, like, why are you doing this? I mean, my husband and I, we were dreaming, Saturday, we were working at his food truck business up in Denver, and we had a quiet minute and we were just thinking about, like, oh my gosh, like, it's about to happen. Like, our dream has always been, and it had been in the past, to work 3 weeks and vacation a week every month of the year. Because we're both self-employed, we get to do that if we want to. But it was that financial piece, and also it was the family piece, which we're happy to do. Like, we took 2 years out of our lives to take care of our grandson, and we were happy to do that. But that's ending soon. So we're starting to dream a bit again about how we're going to create the life that we love. And so that looks like we're going to buy a cabin. That looks like we have our RV and we're going to go all the places. We're going to ride all the roller coasters. We're going to do all the things. We're going to take a cruise. We're going to, we're going to do all these things. And that's our bigger why. And so keeping an eye on that and saying, like, it's more than just that monetary goal. The monetary goal serves a purpose, because if you're just solely focused on a monetary goal of, I'm going to make money and I don't care how I'm going to do it. Well, I'm not saying you guys have that mindset, but if you're just like, I'm starting this business because I want to make money, that's not going to get you through the hard times. So focusing on that bigger dream, the dream of, like, really, really, why am I doing this? Is it because you want to pay the bills? Because that'll get you through, like, if you can't pay there's nothing worse. Well, I'm sure there's worse things, but it's a pretty bad feeling when you can't pay your bills, right? So there's so much stress that comes with that, so much insecurity that comes with that. And so if you're like, I want to contribute to the family and that's why I'm doing this business, that's a pretty good why. And that will get you through those hard times of, like, nobody's buying, how am I going to figure this out? So make a vision board, make a sign that, tells why you're doing this, to always remind you. And to help you through those hard times. My big dream is to have an income stream that isn't tied to a specific location. Yes, so you can travel. There's nothing more fun for me to travel. I love it. So excellent. Nicole, you're so welcome. Amber, you're welcome. Let's see. So we talked about low expectations. Like seriously, I want you to question what your expectations are. If you're going into a craft fair saying, I'm going to be happy making my booth feedback, that's a bunch of bull. Like, really, you need to quit that. If that's your mindset, A, you may or may not make your booth feedback. And B, you're not going to work that hard. You're not going to do, like I said before, all that research that needs to be done to say, how am I going to have a kick-ass craft fair, right? So, you know, keeping yourself small by having low expectations, don't do that to yourself. You deserve better than that. Let's see, Sonia. I've been making, and my gloves are getting me noticed. Yay, I love this community. I have my tags. I'm super psyched for this craft fair season. I'm psyched for you, Sonia. Every year you've been doing better and better, and so I love seeing that. I lose sight of that make money part. How does that happen? I don't know. How does it happen? I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. Can you make money like $30,000 a year as just a designer? I've never thought that high because I'm not sure it's realistic. Sure you can. So Ravelry has said it's a pretty low percentage, but they have said that there are people on Ravelry that are making $30,000 on patterns. So make a plan and figure it out. I don't know that they put out a list of who those people are, but do some digging and see. You may have to, I mean, as far as blogging and sponsored posts and those kind of things, I don't know. Are you looking to work with companies? Are you looking to get sponsors? Or are you just wanting to design patterns and make $30,000 with those? Is it possible? Absolutely. I mean, so with, okay, and I know this is an anomaly, but when the bun hat thing came out, I made on just the pattern, I made $80,000 on that one pattern. So it is possible, but you have to keep creating innovative, like really highly desired things and a really engaged audience, people who are watching for your new designs to come out so that they can buy them. That's $2,500 a month and 833 purchases of patterns if the patterns are $3 each. Totally doable. Totally doable. Not easy. You know, there's no magic pill that's going to make that happen. You're going to need a lot of designs and you're going to need a lot of talk around your business, but it is possible. So I want you to know it's possible. So go for it, make a plan, and make it happen. Stephanie, the goal and the breakdown of steps to get there is my problem. Dream big or be realistic seems like a lot of gray area between them, right? So for me, I like to dream big, but I don't set any expectations around that. I don't say, or I don't like give that meaning of like, I'm going to dream big, and if I don't meet my goal, that means I'm not good enough. If I don't meet my goal, that means I'm stupid. I shouldn't have even tried. You know, all that stuff we do to ourselves. I had years of therapy, and I've done years of therapy. And so working through all those voices that like assign meaning to things that don't have meaning. You didn't meet your goals because of a whole variety of factors, and your job is to figure out why you didn't meet the goal, set a new goal, and go for it. Not saying I didn't meet my goal, therefore whatever. So it's that expectation that we set on ourselves, or that meaning that we assign to things that have no meaning, that keep us stuck and saying, well, I didn't meet my goal, so I'm not gonna dream that big next time. I'm gonna dream small. Amy, how do you figure out what is a high goal but balanced to where you are in your business, especially at starting out when you are still figuring out your people, your product, and getting known? Okay, so Amy, if you're just starting out, I want your goals to be more, while I do like you to have monetary goals, I do think that setting goals to say, my goal is to figure out my niche. My goal is to figure out my people, to figure out what they're thinking, what keeps them awake at night, what stresses them out, how can I help them? Now, we make crochet things, right? So we're not going to help them kind of solve some sort of epidemic or anything like that, but we can help them have a higher quality of life. We can help them feel beautiful. We can help them give amazing gifts to people, gifts that will be valued and treasured. So when you think of who is your audience, and you know, like if you have someone in your target audience who it's grandmothers who are looking to buy baby gifts for their grandchildren, like their daughter's pregnant and they want to buy a gift. So we're talking about creating heirloom quality blankets that a grandmother can give to her grandchild or her daughter at a baby shower, that's just going to like get all the oohs and ahs. Like that's what she wants, right? That's going to speak to her grandma heart, and she's going to know she's giving something treasured to her daughter. So speak to that, make that thing for her, and then market it using the language she would use and speak to her heart. She's going to buy that thing. So figure out who is she and what does she want, and then decide what you're going to make for her. That's what I think in your very beginning stages of your business, that's what that looks like. Let me scroll down. Is it worth listing patterns on multiple sites like Ravelry versus your own website? What's the best way? I don't know why that popped up on my screen. What's the best way to sell patterns that you have found? Okay, so my philosophy is, why would you limit yourself to one website? Like if there are possibilities out there, if your people shop on different websites, why not be there? So I sell on Ravelry, I sell on Etsy, I have my own website, and I sell on Lovecrafts. So all of those different places bring in different audiences. And so by diversifying your income stream, by diversifying your reach, you make more sales. If you focus on one place to sell, then you're going to limit yourself to only the people who shop in that place. So I say do as much as you can, but don't do more than you can. So you don't have to be on all the places. There are a lot smaller places out there that maybe one or two people shop. So test it out and see what works for you. But definitely, if you're selling patterns, Ravelry and Etsy are a necessity. And until you build your brand big enough that everyone is now going to your website. But until then, you need them to find you, and you need them to learn about you and to get your pattern, see how awesome it is, and then follow you so that then they can shop on your website. That's my suggestion. So happy I found this group. My labels got shipped today. Woohoo! Very excited. I just made one of those heirloom baby blankets that the mom just let. Oh, I'm so glad, Peggy. You're an amazing, talented crocheter, so I love everything that you do. So I can't imagine. I hope, did you post a picture? Because I'll go look on Instagram and see if I can find it. Okay. So, all right, we talked about low expectations. Expect more. Expect more. And you'll work to create more in your life. So write that down. So that's what I say. Write it down. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the other thing I said I would talk about is your low prices. So, you know, I have a pricing calculator. It's free. If you want it, send me a DM and I will send you a link. It's for my email subscribers. So send me a link, sign up for my email. If you're already on my email, I believe it's in my business resources library on my Facebook. I'm sorry, on my Crochetpreneur blog. Otherwise, just send me a DM. We'll figure it out and I'll get it to you. My pricing calculator is based on cost of your supplies, time that it took you, and how much you're going to charge for your time. It incorporates a a business expense because you have other expenses besides supplies for your business. And so I attach a small number, like $2 or $3 to every product in order to make up for that, but not scrunchies. And then I add on a markup for wholesale and an additional markup for retail. And I'm not going to go into all the numbers on that, but it is not a 200% markup because I think that's ridiculous. So you can check that out. You know, type in pricing calculator on the Crochetpreneur blog and you can find that, or send me a DM and we'll get you covered. But if you are not charging for your time and you're not covering your supplies and you're not marking up a profit, like what are you going to do? I have a couple people in the group now who are product sellers and they're getting to the point where they're selling so much product that they can't keep up with demand. So what do? You hire contractors. If you hire contractors, you have to pay them. If you don't charge enough for your product, you are not going to be able to pay people. And maybe you're not there yet, but you need to act like you are. So because you need to pay yourself a wage as the employee of your business, and then you need to pay yourself the profits as the CEO of your business, because you may not always be the employee. But for right now, as you're starting a business, you're the employee. So that's what I do. So I pay myself a wage. Every week I pay myself a wage. And then every quarter I pay out my profits for my business and I get a nice pretty check. So I follow the profit first model and that works for me. If you're interested in that, go look up Profit First. Michael Michalowicz is the author. But anyway, that's aside the point. Many crocheters are charging less money because they think they'll get more sales, when in actuality you get more work, but that doesn't mean you're making more money. So you're teaching people to expect your low prices. You're teaching people that maybe the quality of your products are not as good as somebody else's because somebody else's is charging more and they have a higher perceived value than you do. I'm going to give you an example that kind of played out in my own life. Success doesn't happen overnight. That is right. Okay, Peggy, I'm going to go look on Instagram. So what was I going to say? Oh, I bought 2 courses recently. Actually, one was a membership and one is a course. I'm kind of a course addict. I love courses. I love learning. I love finding people who know what they're talking about and learning from them. So the one course or the one membership is $5 a month. $5 a month, you get business coaching, you get modules, you get all this stuff, right? Great. I was like, that is a good deal. I am $5 a month, I'm in. The other one, this is embarrassing to say, the other one, the course, it costs $3,000. That's a lot of money. But I paid it because this guy knows what he's talking about. So he knows what he's talking about, and the people in his course are highly successful, people that I admire, people whose businesses I admire. I enjoy their business model. I enjoy them as people, and they're learning from him, so I want to learn from him. Guess which course or membership I've been spending all of my time in? The $5 one, internally, and this is me, and this is most people, this is a psychological principle, it's $5. I'm like, I don't know, does she really know what she's talking about? Like, how much value is she actually going to be giving me for $5 a month? Like, I'm not expecting much. I haven't even looked at the modules. I've done nothing with that membership. I'm actually going to cancel it. The other one, I paid $3,000. You can bet that I have been engaging in that community. I have been connecting with people that I admire, people who are doing amazing work, and I am learning from those modules. If I have a question, I go look and see if there's an answer there, because I value it and because I have invested in it. And so part of that, the success in working with people and things, sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Sorry, my phone rang. Part of the success about working with businesses is that their price kind of tells you how much they value their own things. And so if you're not charging enough, you're telling people my stuff is not that valuable. If you're charging $10 to $15 for a hat, you're telling people, I used crappy materials. I don't really enjoy this. I didn't really care when I made it. And here, just give me 15 bucks. Who cares? That's how I see it. You can get mad at me if you want to. I can take it. If you charge $25, $30, $35 for a hat, you're saying, I put time into this. I put skill into this. I picked out some great yarn for you. You can feel it. It's soft. It's going to last. It's quality. You put your tag on there. It boosts up the value. All of those things. People still pay me $35 for a hat. So stop marketing yourself to Walmart shoppers. Stop comparing yourself to Walmart prices and start valuing your own things so that you can charge and you can make enough money. If you're charging $15 for a hat, you're making like $5 on a hat. If you're charging $35 on a hat, you're making, I'm sorry, I can't do the math. You're making $20, $25 on a hat. That's what you deserve. So, and Jackie Smith will tell you, she just wrote something in my Facebook group about, like, I did this craft fair. I sold out of hats, but I only made $500. And I raised all my prices. I still sold out of hats. She had more of them because she planned for success. She made $2,200. Same craft fair, right? She raised her prices. She sold more hats. It's the way it is. Make awesome things. People will give you money for it. So $25 to $35 is before shipping. Oh, I almost knocked my phone over again. Time, effort, skill, and love cannot be bought at Walmart. You're exactly right. We need to value ourselves as creative people. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Value yourself. Okay, and people say, okay, I live in rural Iowa. People want to pay $10 for a hat. Okay, let them go to Walmart. Don't sell to them. Sell to the people who want to pay you. Find them. Find them on Facebook. Find them on Instagram. Somebody's mad. Somebody made a mad face. That makes me sad. Find them on Etsy. Like, create yourself a brand that people respect, right? And sell to those people. Don't sell to the people who want a $10 hat. Unless those are your people. Unless you're doing this as a hobby or you're doing it as a mission. A lot of people are doing it as a mission. Like, they want to provide hats to low-income families. Awesome. That's great. That's a ministry. That's a nonprofit. That's not the way to run a business. So we're talking about business. There's honor in that, but that's not what we're talking about here. So it wasn't me. Amber, it was you last time. If anyone could, you could. How do you decide which few items to sell at your craft stall? So Helen, I put together a product line. I usually sell, so this year I have my boot cuts, my fingerless gloves. So those are my 2 accessories. I sell 3 different types of neckwear, and I sell 5 different types of hats. So those are all mix and match things. So how do I decide? I know my customer. So I've been doing this for 6 years now. So I know her and I know what she wants. And so I've learned. And so it just takes time to engage with her, to watch her on the street and see what kind of hats and accessories she's wearing, what kind of scarves she's wearing. That's for me and my target audience. Your target audience may be different, but so I keep an eye out on those things. What are the trends? What are they wearing in movies? If it's like the character is my target audience type character, what are they wearing? And creating some designs that kind of match that style and quality. That's what I do. Bye, Peggy. Okay, how do you hire contractors and still show a profit? So I ended up hiring 20 contractors, and I paid them $10 $10 a hat, so I paid by the piece, and I charged $35 for a hat. So they got $10, so that was $25 was for me, and the business expenses and the product probably came to $5. So that means I made a $20 profit on each hat. So that's how I did it. The hats took 45 minutes to an hour to make, depending on how quick they were. So they could make $10 for 45 minutes of work. So I thought that was fair. And if they wanted to make more money, then they would crochet faster. Some of them did. So that's how I do it. I just build it into my my pricing strategy. Let's see. Would you share the name of the membership for $5 a month? I can send it to you in a DM. I don't really want to kind of put it out there because I don't want to hurt that person's feeling. But I can share with you. If you underprice, it devalues the whole industry. You're right, it does. Let's see. Sorry, I'm scrolling Facebook and it's not cooperating. I always shop that way. I shop quality over bargain. I always think, like, if I'm going to buy gloves at the dollar store, they're going to fall apart, right? So those are my, like, I throw them in the glove compartment in case I get stuck in the snow gloves. But they're not my, like, I'm going to wear these everyday gloves, right? So it's the same thing when people are buying from you. Did you provide the yarn? I did provide the yarn. For some of them. So my contractors were all over the country. So I had about 10 here in town and I had 10 around the country. And so if they were in another part of the country, they purchased their own yarn. I gave them very specific instructions and I reimbursed them. So when they sent their hats to me, they also sent their receipt, and then I would pay them for the hats and for the yarn. That's what I did. The ones in town, they would just pick up a garbage bag full of yarn on Monday and return finished hats on Friday. So I wish that my voicemail would move. There we go. Okay, raise your prices. That's my, the other day I had, so I'm doing free shipping on Etsy, and I sell this like ice cream cozy, right? It takes me 15 minutes to make. And I used to charge $11 for the ice cream cozy, and now that I have free shipping, it's like $14. And so I sold like 3 of them in the last week, and I'm like, I would never pay that for an ice cream. I'm not my target audience, but I would never pay that for an ice cream cozy that takes 15 minutes to make. But people want it, so charge $14. Don't charge $5. Don't charge $5 for your cup cozies. Don't charge $5 for your ice cream cozies. People will pay more. I make cool bags. I ordered cork labels, which I was going to put on the pocket inside. Should I put the labels on the outside? I like outside labels. You know, Nike, Air Jordan, Under Armour. I don't know why it's all sports. It's because I have a son, and that's what I always bought when he was growing up. I bought all sports things. They all put their name on the outside. A, it's free marketing. B, it's free marketing. People like it. So I started putting labels on my products when I started selling the bun hat. When I sold like 16,000 patterns. And so I knew, okay, there's like at least 10,000 of those people are now going to be selling the exact same hat that I'm selling. How do I differentiate myself as the designer of this product? I was like, the only way I can do that is by putting my name on the product. And I really feel like some people just wanted to buy from me because I'm the one that designed it. So, so putting my name on there, they could see someone wearing the same hat, but they didn't have the label, and they could feel proud of that or whatever. People, you know, people like that kind of stuff. I think you should put your label on the outside, personally. If they don't like it, they can cut it off, really. So that's what I do. Always put it on the outside. I mean, even like, you guys, I'm totally not into fashion, and I'm like Michael Kors. Okay, my mom has a Michael Kors winter jacket, beautiful down jacket, and it says right on the arm, Michael Kors. It's not even like pretty. It's not even like a pretty dangly thing. It just says in white letters on a blue jacket, Michael Kors. Designers put their names on things, so I think you should have it on the outside. I don't know why I take so long to answer simple questions. I just do. Okay, I keep almost knocking my phone over. I'm going to need to get a different tripod. Will you put that on your page? Will I put what on my page? Okay, makes sense. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else? Perfectionism, stop trying to be perfect, because the ultimate imperfection is not moving forward. The ultimate perfection is procrastinating. Stop it. Just get it done and do it. Just do. Launch your pattern, sell your product, open your Etsy shop, start your blog. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it out there. There are people who need to buy your product. And if you're not out there, they don't get what they need. Go do it. I'm telling you. Another thing people do to sabotage their business, they don't track the numbers. They have no idea where the money's coming from, what their most popular products are, what their most popular patterns are, what their people want to see on Instagram, because they don't even have a business account, so they can't get analytics in the first place. They don't know what pins they're pinning on Pinterest that are bringing the most traffic. They don't know what patterns are their most popular. They're just winging it, and they're not paying attention. Pay attention. So in order to do that, like I've created a spreadsheet for myself. See that? I dropped you again. Sorry. You guys. Okay. Track your numbers. I got so excited. I knocked my tripod over. Track your numbers and know what's happening in your business. I mean, honestly, some people don't even know how much money they're making in their business. And you have to know. You have to know, or you can't call yourself a business. You're a hobbyist who gets a couple dollars, but we don't know that you're actually making money until you track it. My last thing I think on my list is people who sabotage their own success are people who refuse to be coachable, right? They make excuses rather than changes. They hide behind the computer and don't get their face out there. They don't talk to their people. They don't connect to their people. They're afraid of taking a risk. All of those kind of come in. Like when I say you need to do video, I'm not kidding. You need to do video. Go do it, Amber. You did it. I'm so proud of you. And that's the way it is for everybody. Like, if you are a business and you don't have a profile picture of yourself on Facebook so that when you share your products, nobody can see you're an actual person, they see a sunset instead, they're not going to trust you. Like, people want to see your face, they want to see your smiling face, and that helps them trust you. But if you're going to hide, people are going to feel very distant from you. So, please try and, I mean, even if you have to pay a photographer, but you shouldn't have to. Get some good lighting, take a selfie, like, just do it. You guys, I'm like, how old am I? 56, 55. I'm 55. Stop making me older than I am. I'm 55 years old. I don't look the way that I used to, right? I'm not a cute 20-something girl with all the energy and all the, you know? But I'm out here because I want to help you. And I want to connect with you. So, oh, my live is going to end. It's telling me I only have a minute remaining. So, you guys, let me see. Thank you for saying it doesn't need to be perfect. My husband's building a website for me, and I've really been resisting having. Put it live today. Put it live today. Send me a DM, and I will share your blog. I will share it. I will share your website. You need to get it live. Let's see. Thank you so much. All right, let's go over here. Would you DM me your label person? Yes. Using your pricing calculator. Some of my items still come out around $5. Okay, hang on. Great. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, you guys. I'm going to go because my timer's going to stop and we're going to be done. So I'm going to go have lunch. It was great talking to you. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, go search Crochetpreneurs on Facebook and join the group so we can all connect. Those of you that are on the group, hey, thanks for watching, and I will see you next Monday. All right, see you guys later. I'm going to end here, and I'm going to end here. Whoops, that's not a touch screen.